Hello again, it's been a while. Reading from script again, you just have to put up with that. Time for a new update. First off, I started with some voice training on my own. And this is the result of it so far. I've only practiced it for 2 days, so if it sounds weird, I'm aware it needs more practice. But constructive criticism is welcome. And this is my regular voice for comparison. It's stronger and the pitch is deeper, but otherwise same kind of speech pattern. I just naturally speak in a feminine way, probably because I was born and raised female and all that crap. My goal is to use this more feminine voice for passing better in social situations, but I'm not at all dysphoric about my deeper masculine voice. I love it and feel good about it, but truth is, it sounds male. I like sounding more feminine too, but prefer to stick to the androgynous range and not crank it up to a very high pitch. That's not necessary and it just sounds awful. As for my looks, I'm shaving my face again, cause although I like having facial hair, I feel off with a beard, and without it I feel much better, relaxed and much more like myself. Shaving also obviously helps with passing. Excuse my dry throat. I'm still struggling to figure out what to do with it long term. So I'm giving myself more time to come to a wise and sensible decision on if I'm gonna keep it or remove it someday. I just need to be sure. Why so keen on passing now all of a sudden? I hit a mental breakdown over it by the end of summer and realized that I crave passing as female for my mental well-being and for making my social life less straining. I miss being able to access female-only spaces again. I miss being able to be recognized as a woman by other women. I don't like being assumed to be a straight man or a trans woman, because it makes me feel invisible. I don't want to have to deal with countless strangers bombarding me with questions and opinions on how trans I am and because they mistake me for being a trans woman. Fair enough, I can see why, but I'm sick and tired of being treated like a circus animal let loose on the streets. I no longer consider myself non-binary of any sort. I'm simply a woman, or biological woman, or cis woman, whichever is the kind of vocabulary you prefer. To me it doesn't matter. I'm confused about my body on and off. I struggle with accepting my situation with being detransitioned. I struggle with being sexualized by men again now because it makes me uncomfortable, both because of my traumas and with being a lesbian, and because no one likes being catcalled. And my trauma, still not being fully healed, is creating fleeting dysphoric feelings that come and go. But this on and off agitated androgyny is not my end goal, and none of this makes me non-binary. I'm simply a very confused woman who's been through a lot of crap, but I'll figure it out eventually, I'm sure. So there's that. I see myself as completely a woman and want to live as one as much as I can in this difficult situation, but I'm still scared of fucking up again. As for my hormonal status, I've now been off testosterone for a whole year, and my natural levels have finally balanced out. Testosterone is at 1.5 and estrogen is up to around 600, depending on where I'm at in my menstrual cycle, which is all within the healthy female range. My periods have gotten quite regular now, and my menopausal symptoms are finally much more manageable. However, I haven't noticed much re-feminization for the past year. My skin is softer, I smell better again, and I'm curvier on my hips and thighs again, but that's pretty much it. Furthermore, I've decided to take back the name my parents gave me as a baby, Sara. I always hated that name, but around springtime this year, when I merged with my alter Anna, I started for the first time feeling positive feelings to my old name, so I started working on healing that too. I never felt any connection, positive or negative, to the names John and Laura, which I've gone by before. I wanted to be able to connect to whichever name I have. I also knew that my birth name is the only name I've ever felt connected to, because it carries a piece of my soul, my painful childhood. So, healing the name felt a lot like I healed my childhood somewhat too, and connected with the little girl that I once was. I know she'd be happy for that I've healed her name now, and wear it proudly as an adult. So a few weeks ago or so, I had healed that name enough to be ready to take it back again. My parents are thrilled to hear about that, and they quickly switched back to calling me Sara again, even though it's been 10 years since they last were allowed to call me that. It feels good, like yet another missing piece of the puzzle clicked into place. So I'm no longer Laura, and I'm now Sara again. I still haven't changed it legally, because that's a hassle that I don't feel up for just yet. But I go by Sara socially. More news is something that's not really detrans related, but I got a girlfriend. We've known each other for a while, and we've been a couple for officially 2 months now. I'm so happy with her and really in love. This is my first lesbian relationship, so it's definitely exciting in many new ways. We found each other as trans guys, then detransitioned together, then realized we're both lesbians, and yeah, it's really no wonder we fell for each other. It's a long distance relationship, which of course isn't ideal, but I feel very positive about making it work. We've met in real life once so far. She stayed at my place for 3 wonderful weeks. And I'll be visiting her next time, which I can't wait for. I make videos way too seldom, clearly, because I always end up with tons of shit to talk about since my last video. So this time I'm actually making 2 videos, so I don't end up only doing update videos, but some other stuff too. I haven't written any new poems though, and for my next video I'm gonna talk about my internalized lesbophobia and why that's still a relevant issue. Okay, that's it for now. Take care.